What's going on, everybody? It's your boy back with another reaction video. I'll be reacting to three more real Instagram horror stories. I think this is from Mr. Nightmare. I've had this video on my computer for I know 2 months. So, and I've been planning on reacting to it, but now I'm gonna react to it. So I'm on Instagram quite a bit, so I figure, hey, it's relevant. Let's look at it. Anyway, go ahead and look at this. All right, here we go.
One day like any other, I was sitting in my room doing whatever when I got a notification from Instagram that I got a new follower. It seemed to be one of those random spam-like accounts. The username was Ty13053, and there were 5 pictures on the profile, all of different typical suburban houses. The profile had 2 followers, was following 3 people including me, and none of the pictures had any likes. Comments seemed to be disabled on all of the pictures. I didn't bother blocking or removing the account from my followers, as I had my profile set to public anyway at the time. A couple nights later, I got a notification that the random Ty13053 account liked my most recent picture. Just being curious, I click on the notification and then pull up the profile again. This time there was a new picture on the profile, and I instantly recognized it as a picture of my house. I DM'd the profile asking who it was, saying it was very funny. Of course, it had to be one of my friends messing with me. When the person running the account left my DMs on scene and didn't reply, I followed up with, "This is harassment and a threat, and that I would have the police follow up on this." I ran to my parents' room to wake them up, as it was past 12 at that point. I showed them the picture of our house, and said someone was messing with me who knew where we lived. They tried to rationalize and said the same thing I thought, that it was someone from my school messing with me. My dad and I both went outside regardless to have a look around the property and on the street. It was a ghost town out there though, as it should be past 12 o'clock. We went back inside into our respective bedrooms. I wasn't actually going to pursue it with the police at that exact moment. It was obvious to me, at least in the moment, that someone who knew me was pranking me. I stayed up for a few more hours, and around the time I was about to go to bed, I got a DM from the account. It was an image, another image of my house. It was on the side this time. As I had the chat opened, he sent another, this time a picture of my window, with the glare from the TV in my room visible in the picture. I didn't dare get up and look out the window. Wouldn't you guess it, the next DM from the account was, "Look out your window."
I would have jumped out.
I turned off the TV to allow total darkness in the room. I didn't want to be seen by whoever was at my window. I quietly crawled off my bed onto the floor in the dark. As I was crawling on the carpet towards the door, a pounding on the window started. I don't want to say knocking, because these bangs on the glass sounded loud enough to shatter it. Inevitably, I turned, and of course, saw a person at the window.
It's not that easy to shatter
impossible
glass.
to make out. I got up and ran out of my room and to my parents' room once again. I pulled my dad out of the bed and led him to my room. He heard the end of the bangs on my window, but by the time we got to my room, the guy at the window was gone. The banging was all my dad needed to believe me and take this seriously, though. We called the cops that second and talked to the officers who
Oh yeah,
came.
he'd be an asshole.
They said
Like,
the
"Yeah,
good
it's
news,
not
since the
real."
person was contacting me through Instagram, they could track the person after putting a legal request into Instagram. So that same night, we followed the cop car to the nearest precinct,
Let me guess,
where
they
we went through this
deleted
long
the
process.
Instagram.
They took the account name and my details of the story,
I guess not.
and literally the next day, we found out who it was. It was this kid named Luke who went to my high school. As much as I want to give the last name, that could lead to issues. Luke was a very, very weird kid that didn't talk to many people. He was just a very mean, unpleasant, and scary dude. Not scary like tough. Scary like some would even fear he'd do something crazy that would harm students or staff. I don't know why he targeted me. I never even spoke to the kid. But this really proved how dangerous he was. He hid my window so hard we found small cracks on it in the daylight.
Oh wow.
He was arrested, and we got him for a harassment charge, an attempted breaking and entering charge, and I think a couple others.
Sometimes you don't do nothing, is people just target you.
One day in calculus class, my friend Joe and I were goofing off in the corner.
I fucking hated calculus.
Someone on Instagram requested to follow me. It was some blonde girl named Tracy. I accepted her follow request and showed Joe, because based on her picture, she was pretty hot. Of course, I felt pretty good having what I assumed to be some random good-looking girl following me. I requested
those
to follow
the
her
ones
back.
that I'm more
I put my phone
suspicious
down
of.
to take notes
Like, I
in
don't want to
class.
follow you back. I don't know.
It wasn't until I got
might be
home
a
that I got a
trick.
DM from the girl. I don't really want to relay our whole conversation. I'll just tell you it started with her calling me very attractive, asking some basic questions about me, etc. I told her to accept my follow request, but she said she didn't want her boyfriend to see any new followers because he checks that all the time.
Then
That's
why
what
you
got
send me
exciting for me.
a friend
Having a
request?
girl show interest in me while she has a boyfriend. It might have been wrong of me, but I kept entertaining it. She
Or
said they kept
follow, I
fighting,
should
and
say.
she just needed a short break from hanging with him. That she wanted to hang out with someone else to detox. I texted my friend Joe asking his advice, and he said I should 100% go meet up with her.
Of course he
Just needed that justification from a buddy of mine. We made plans to meet up by the little Bayside beach in town at 11 p.m. The Bayside beach in town was the go-to spot for my friend group to hang out or just bring girls on little dates. I pulled up to the nearby parking lot around 10:50 and DM'd her that I was there 5 minutes later. She answered right away, saying, "Great, I left something in the sand for you." Odd. I said, "LOL, what?" She said, "Go look." It was bizarre that we were still
left a
DMing on
human
Instagram,
head in the sand for you.
but I went along with it. I walked over to the little quiet beach, and I saw something in the sand by the water. It was a little cardboard box. I went to open it.
What's in the box?
It was a Polaroid picture of my car, parked in
Oh
that little
wow,
parking
they
lot.
knew you were
just
there.
now. What the hell? I DM'd her, "LOL, where are you?" She replied, "Come find me." Okay, so she's messing with me or trying to be
I'd
cute.
be like, okay, and I would
I could
immediately
tell
left.
based on the picture that she had taken it while hidden in the bush patch surrounding the perimeter of the parking lot. I referred to the picture to get the angle of where the picture was taken.
Pussy makes dudes.
I walked up to that general area in
stupid.
front of the bushes and stopped. I heard this really weird sound, like the sound you would make if you were trying to gargle but with no water in your mouth. "Tracy?" I said. I parted the bush to try and expose her. Instead, I saw some man hunched over on the dirt below the bush, his back to me. His head shot back at me so suddenly that I fell backwards on my palms, landing on the concrete. I ran to my car and drove out from there. I had to tell Joe and the rest of my
Check the
friends
back
what
seat.
happened. And while they still used that beach as a hangout spot, I had to stop going there for a while for my own good.
Pussy will get you killed, man. And this wasn't even pussy. It's some dude trying to pretend like
I'm
he's a
17
chick.
years old. My name is Jackie. Like most girls, I envy the gorgeous ones on Instagram. I like getting lots of likes and comments on my pictures. So last summer, I was taking advantage of the beach weather and posting a lot of swimsuit photos. Those are always a hit and get lots of attention.
Yeah.
I usually let anyone follow me, as I like seeing my follower count grow. One day in the summer, I got one strange follow request though. I clicked on the username. It was completely blank. No profile picture, no posts, no followers, nothing. In fact, I'd be the only account it would be following once I hit accept. But I didn't care. Maybe it was one of my crazy exes trying to
I
stalk
don't
me.
even
Let
care
them look,
about
I figured.
followers on
A
Instagram.
week later, it began, and I received my first comment from the strange account. The comment said "hot" on one of my week-old pictures. I didn't think much of it, being as more than half the time I received comments on photos, they were from people I didn't actually know in real life. The next day, though, The account went on a liking spree on my profile. He liked nearly half of all my pictures. Then things got worse. One night I got a call on my cell phone. Curiously, I picked up and heard in a deep voice, "Hey," on the other end.
Hey,
a guy's voice.
I liked a lot of your pictures.
I didn't
That means
recognize
you're
the voice
gonna
at all.
fuck now, right?
The voice on the other end said, "This is Jackie, right?" I hung up the phone with my heart now racing. I shut the blinds on both my windows. I had no idea who it was, and I just hoped someone was playing a prank on me. The next day, the account tagged me in a picture. I looked to see what the picture was, and it was a picture of the street around my block. I blocked the account and stopped using Instagram for a few days. One day that week, my friend Jess and I went to the beach. When we parked and were unloading the trunk with our beach chairs, some guy in jeans and sunglasses came up to me and complimented my swimsuit. I thanked him while not wanting to talk to this guy at all. He asked Jess and I how our day was going, and that's when I recognized his
it was
voice.
better till you came.
He was the one on the phone who called me. He found me, and he followed me. I told Jess to get back in the car, and we drove home making sure he wasn't following us. I explained to her on the way back what was going on. I didn't want to leave my car in the parking lot of the beach, scared that he would bug my car or something. I also had my dad check for any trackers on the car when we got home. I'm not sure how he found me, but I think he was wise to the fact that I knew it was him. However, just a few days ago, I received a DM on Instagram from some random account saying, "Remember that time we met at the beach?" I'm hoping the harassment doesn't start again. I haven't been sleeping these past few nights. I may have to contact the police.
God. Remember the time we went on the beach? I was thinking about cutting your head off and taking and putting it on an altar and praying to it every night. But I decided not to because I love you. Like this shit, like people get so obsessed with. Like this chick is not. I don't even think she's anybody famous or influencer, a famous influencer or anything. Just some random person on Instagram. Like, I'm gonna just whoever decided to like her or follow her had the skills to be able to find out who she was through her Instagram, and maybe she posted her actual address on like Facebook because I remember like I never had my address on Facebook, but I googled my name was and it brought up like based on my Facebook you can look at because I have on there like where I'm from, but I don't have my address or anything like that, and so you can look that up and you can probably you can't look up. I guess you can't look up in the yellow pages where I'm at because I don't have a landline in my house. But you could, if someone is crafty enough and knows the technical enough, they could find out where I live. But it's just like you do shit like that. And people clearly these people have some type of mental illness because no one in their right frame of mind will be like, oh yeah, this is perfectly fine. I find out where you at and just creepily stalk you. Like that. No, that's not okay. Or if someone, like, especially like repel someone's advances and they start sending you death threats or something, or just. Like some people are just like either you got a mental illness or you just really lonely or something you need to talk to somebody. And it's not me. But anyway, hope y'all enjoy my reaction. If you DM me, hit that thumbs up button down below. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here, hit that bell, you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below, share this video. I'll see you next time. Peace.